Hello there, Ray here, and today I will be showing a new item transportation system that uses the new Shulker boxes. Shulker boxes can be crafted after you acquire the Shulker shells, and the way that you can do this is by killing a Shulker. Using a looting sword will actually increase the chance of the Shulker dropping a Shulker shell. Sometimes you may get no shell at all, but once you have got a shell, then you can take that shell and you can craft it. And the way you can turn a Shulker shell into a Shulker chest or Shulker box is just by having a chest in the center with two Shulker shells on either side. It doesn't work with trap chests though, but once you have your Shulker box crafted, then you can have it so that you can put items into the Shulker box, and then once you put those items in, you can destroy the Shulker box and then reclaim those items by having the Shulker box placed down again, open them up, then you can take the items back out again. Like normal chests, hoppers are able to put items into the shulker box as well as take items out of them. But unlike a normal chest, shulker boxes are actually able to be placed with dispensers, and they're actually able to be pushed off and broken off by using pistons. Using these mechanics, I was able to actually make a item transportation system using these new shulker boxes. The way that this works is that the shulker box is placed here underneath this hopper, and then the incoming items are placed into this chest and then put through this hopper and into the shulker box. You can even have this hooked up to any type of farm, which you can just have a hopper place the items down into the shulker box. Now once the shulker box fills up with items, this comparator will read the items inside the shulker box, and then once it has reached a certain amount of items in there, it will be able to have a long enough signal strength to activate this piston here. Then this piston here will push forward and it will break off the shulker box, which will cause the shulker box to break and get pushed into this ice stream here with this water. Now once the shulker box has transported through the water, it can go any distance you want, so that once it has reached the destination that you want your items to be placed at, it will come here and get picked up by this hopper, placed into this dispenser. Then the dispenser will be read from this comparator here, and the comparator will come around and send a signal down, which will just power the dispenser again so that the items inside the dispenser are dispensed out. So that this shulker box is placed over here on top of this hopper, and then the hopper is pulling items out of it. Now there's also a comparator here that will read the shulker box. As soon as the shulker box goes empty, it will send a signal through which will push this piston here, which will break the shulker box off. Now there's also a second system in here just to make sure that the shulker box doesn't get stuck here, because currently when shulker boxes get placed with dispensers, it's probably a bug, but they don't actually update this comparator here. So the way that this comparator is updated so that he can actually read that there's a shulker box is that there is another redstone signal that comes down through here and goes into this redstone lamp, which just comes over to this block here and updates this comparator so it can actually see that there's actually items inside the shulker box. If you didn't have this redstone torch here, we can see what happens. So now the shulker box was actually placed by this dispenser, but this comparator here is not updated. So if you would come by and you would actually update this comparator, just put a block on top of it, you can see that the comparator actually was able to read the shulker box afterwards. So that's why we have a torch here, just to update it. Once the box is removed of all the contents, it will be pushed out by the piston and put into this water stream, which will take it back over this direction and into a hopper through a dropper, and which will power it back up into a dispenser and put back up here again so they can start collecting items again from the hoppers and chests. Now this is a great way to transport large amount of items over short as well as long distances, since you can put a lot of items into one shulker box and then put that shulker box on an ice stream and send it away to be dispositive of its items. Now if you want, you can always place in more boxes so that the system will always have a box up here so that it can always be taking in items as well as transporting them. That way there's nothing sitting here empty so that the items are just piling up. Now the snapshot has only been out for about an hour or so there may be some things that changed with the shulker boxes. They may fix that comparator bug, but in general they seem to be working fairly nice. Although during this build I did have the game crash about 6 or 7 times, so there is some smaller bugs as well as some bigger bugs that still need to be fixed with the snapshot. Now if you would like to see this in more detail or even try to attempt to build this, there is a world download in the description. There you have it guys, a new type of item transporting system using the new shulker boxes. So if you found this interesting, show me the like. If you'd like to see more contraptions like this, subscribe and don't forget to comment. Bye!